Hello guys, this is Mega Ambrose HD here with a guest.
Bandana D.
What's your real name, man?
Hate.
Your username.
Hate.
What's your full username?
It's We Hate Wayne.
Okay, there we go.
Hate.
So, welcome to Pokemon of the Week 2. Sorry about forgetting exactly. I thought that I did it last week, but it ended up being 2 weeks ago. I thought I did it last week, but it ended up being 2 weeks ago. Now, this, obviously, you will go and see in a minute, that this is going to be about Arceus, which is my favorite legendary of all time, and
I know nothing about.
He doesn't know nothing about it, so he might just throw in some random stuff. You might just have to deal with it. It makes it interesting, I guess, so just deal with it. It's only 12 minutes long. It's not like...
Never played Fortune.
Yeah, he's never played 4th generation. But Arceus, for one thing, when I first saw him, I was pretty awed by him because of his because of the way he was designed, and I also saw Arceus in the Duel of Life when it first came out, which was a very interesting movie. I loved it.
I think I watched that once.
Even though it was the movie with the spiky-eared Pichu, and spiky-eared Pichu is
Did that have Manphy in it?
No, that was one of the last movies with May. And
okay.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Oh wait, is that the one with the pirate?
Yeah, I think so. So, now what I'm going to get into is I'm going to get into Pokemon being demonic and how they responded. So they responded with Arceus, this is a picture of Jesus riding an Arceus. Yes, LOL.
Fuck logic. It's Arceus.
And this is what it comes out to, because honestly, Pokemon thought that it'd be great to respond with this. This is from a website, but honestly, this is what they responded with Arceus. Because for those of you who don't know, they even made a Pokemon trading card game that was the same thing as a Pokemon trading card game, except it had religious figures like Jesus and
Chuck
Moses and all these other people. It was so stupid. Now, why this picture's funny is because, honestly, Jesus has sunglasses on and is saying, "Let's roll."
Roll, fight the power.
Can you just walk on water anyway? I mean, seriously.
Chuck Norris can swim through land.
Yeah, that is true. So, if you ever see someone going on the street and they're swimming through land, that's Chuck Norris. And the other thing is also, Arceus, they didn't officially recognize him until months after the movie, which I think was in February or something of the same year. So, when it comes to...
Why do people...
No, we're not talking about that. And when it comes to...
There'll be another episode.
I love Shiny Arceus because, I mean, look at it. It's maybe the same thing, but it looks really cool.
Sell it?
It looks really cool.
People have sold Magikarps, yet you can't sell that?
I love how how its body is colored, and I love the mane it has going through the back of his head. I love the color of the kind of weird arc thing that's attached around its body.
Needs more Pedo Bear.
And also I love its weird the color of its feet or something. Now, the other thing is Arceus Shiny. It does stay shiny through all its other forms. Whether it's what form it is, it will stay like that because it's a Shiny Arceus. And Shiny Arceus is probably the coolest Shiny Legendary, other than probably it would rival with Dialga, because Dialga looks interesting, although Dialga is a complete recoloration. And then there's other favorite Pokemon I have that are shiny, like Musharna, which is they reverse the color of its Dream Mist and its body itself. Yes, and I also love how Arceus, its attitude is that it has a grudge, and it will keep a grudge for millions and millions and millions of years.
So it's like an elephant.
Unless something happens. So, what Arceus did is, Arceus first appeared in the movie Arceus and the Jewel of Life in 2009, and Pokemon did not officially recognize it until years later. So, I think I remember what happens in the movie, Dialga or one of the Guardians of Time or something sends them back in time to fix something because Arceus is destroying a town, I don't remember the name, because it has a grudge against the townspeople since ancient times. Hence the reason this proves that Arceus has
Does this movie also have Darkrai in it?
No, that's the other movie. This movie also was the introduction of Spiky-eared Pichu, which is also an event in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and I think you need it, and also I think it's something you get in the Celebi event. I think, if I'm correct, and also Arceus. This movie is pretty good, and also Arceus in the movie is destroying things a lot because Arceus, as I said, it does have a habit of holding grudges for millions and millions of years until it is able to basically overcome that grudge. Even though overcoming that grudge, Arceus is not like that. As you know, most legendary Pokemon, they tend to hold grudges for years and years and years until something happens. And I just now noticed that my thing was kind of freezing a little bit because my computer sucks and it hates me, as I say in like every video I make. So after the movie ended, several months later they actually revealed it. So its stats are basically 120 across the board. There's many Pokemon that have this, not 120 based stats, but exactly there's Jirachi.
3, yeah.
There's Jirachi and stuff like that. Arceus, very good base stats. It means it can run in literally any category, which is another reason why I love it, because it can go through any category. It can do literally any of those.
Arceus doesn't have the lowest catch rate, I know that.
Arceus, and its base experience is 255. Its happiness is 0. That's when you catch it. It gives you 3 points in HP. Sorry if you can't see the bottom, but it does say that its catch rate is 3. I'm not sure if that's 3% or if that's like, I don't know, 3% or whatever. I don't. Okay, so apparently, sorry about that bang. It was probably just my little bird being stupid. I don't feel like restarting the video, so yeah. Another thing about Arceus is Arceus, because of that 120 base stat, it can run any role, literally any role, which is very good in my opinion, because that means that Arceus may be outclassed in certain roles, but that doesn't always mean that you're never going to be able to use Arceus like that. And if you look, it has its neutral stats and its beneficial stats. Neutral is if you have a nature that doesn't heighten your stats, and beneficial is if you have a beneficial nature. Now, if you look at Dragon Arceus, it does look very similar to Ghost Arceus. I do like Dragon Arceus because Dragon Arceus is interesting. It does look a lot like Ghost Arceus. And for one, it's kind of greenish. It kind of looks more like a light green, like very light green, kind of mixed with like a little bit of a gray. Really, I really don't know. It looks more gray to me than it does green. And its feet and its arc around its body have changed to some weird, I don't know, color, probably like violet or some purple or something, or pink or something. I don't know. I'm not very good at telling colors sometimes. Now, in a minute, we're going to look at Arceus Ghost, which does look very similar to Arceus Dragon, except for one color difference. There's a color difference in the two. Not worrying what Fairy Arceus is going to look like, because Fairy Arceus may look pretty cool. It's going to look the same, but it's going to have a different coloration, and there you go. There's Ghost Arceus. Literally, its eyes have changed, and its main color has changed, along with its body color right here, and its feet, and also its arc. The arc color looks oddly similar, except for one color change, and there's also the fact the outside of its eye color has changed, which is very interesting in my opinion. Although it still looks the same, but I do really like Ghost Arceus. I think it's more competitively viable than Dragon Arceus, because Dragon Arceus, realistically, Arceus is not going to be hampered by Fairy, because really, people say Dragon types, oh, you're going to be destroyed by Fairy, but not really. So, here we have the Arceus forms. My favorite Arceus form my favorite ones are probably Ghost and Dragon, and maybe Poison. I've never used Poison Arceus. There is one on here that is not included. It's called question mark Arceus. You do not
type Arceus.
It's basically, like Curse, how it doesn't have a type. That's what it is. It's basically, it wasn't released.
That's why how in Black and White when you use Roost, you have question mark.
Yeah, no, actually that is, in that you lose your flying typing when you use Roost. Now, all these Arceus forms, they also have weird names. Some of them are weird names. Like, for years, I used to think the Ghost plate was just the eerie plate, not the spooky plate. I thought it was the eerie plate for whatever reason, because
Draco plate.
Draco plate, yes, Draco, and then the Dread plate, which would be more useful with Ghost, if you ask me. And Sky plate, Mind
Splash.
plate,
That's two. Oh wait, wrong song.
Iron plate, Splash plate, Icicle plate, Fist plate. All these Arceus forms are uber, by the way. And I think they all have their own special.
Arceus, use headbutt.
They have their own special Arceus. So here we have an event. This is a picture from an event a couple years ago when Diamond, Pearl, Platinum came out. It was after Diamond, Pearl, Platinum came out, and this was a distribution. I don't remember where, but I know it was a distribution for Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. It was an Arceus. And this is the other legit way you can get Arceus. There is another way to get Arceus, and it is by cheating. You have to get the Azure Flute, which is not given to you in any sort of game. And with the Azure Flute, you can capture Arceus, which
it's supposed to be in the game, but
it will,
for some reason...
Yeah, it will allow you to go to the Hall of Origin. And the Hall of Origin is where Arceus is.
Just like there's a legit way to get Mew in the first generation somehow.
With a glitch, yes. There's a glitch about that. And obviously and then we have the Heart Gold Soul Silver one. Now I'm sorry if this contrary is kind of off. The thing's skipping, so it might end before I even finish, and I might not want to completely re-record. So yeah, so it was distributed again in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I can't read this because this is in, I think, Dutch or German or something, but it was released again in the U.S. and many other countries with Heart Gold Soul Silver. And Heart Gold Soul Silver, it was pretty good. I did like that, and I never got it for Heart Gold Soul Silver because, honestly, even though I played Pokemon 4 years ago, I never got a DS till about 2-3 years ago. So yeah. And now we go into basically Arceus X, which is probably one of the most powerful cards out there because one, it has multi-type, and its little X-type is the same type as its previous level.
Also, what I theorize Arceus is going to look like an X and Y.
And it also has Pokebody, and its ability is Omniscient. And you can see attacks of all Arceus you have in play. And you can have any amount of Arceus that you want. So you can have a whole deck full of Arceus if you really want to, but that wouldn't be bad because you wouldn't have any energy. Because Arceus has color energy. And that's not really the best. But I'm going to end it here. This has been Insane Dragonite, Mega Ampharos HD with...
Hey.
And we will see you guys next time. Bye.